Well, Happy New Year! Hey, I'm Amy and welcome back. We just got our last Doctor Who episode for probably the rest of the year. And yes, I say the rest of the year because they probably will not have any new episodes until maybe Christmas of 2019. I don't think that they will be having a new season this year. It's weird to say that it is 2019 and not saying that this is the last episode of 2018 because it's so weird. But Happy New Year anyways, and let's talk about this new episode of Doctor Who, this New Year's special, which is a little bit different. Normally we get a Christmas special, but we get a New Year's one this year. It is called Resolution, and to be quite honest, I thought with the title Resolution that this would be kind of resolving a lot of the stuff we are missing from last season. And to be quite honest, I kind of forget a lot of what happened in last season. I was not super fond of those episodes, and I honestly could just go back and look at all of my notes on those episodes, but I'm a little bit lazy. I have to go back to work tomorrow or today as you're watching this, and I just want to take all the time I can to relax. I just want to talk a little bit about this episode of Doctor Who with you guys. So it's going to be a little chill. Just going to be talking a little bit about this episode. I will be doing my normal non-spoiler and then spoiler thoughts. So first, let us talk a little, let us talk a little bit about what this episode is about. So in this episode, it is New Year's Day, and we find the Doctor, Graham, Ryan, and Yaz coming home to find one of the world's most mythical evils coming back together. Does that sound grounded enough for you for a amazing special, an hour and a half long special with commercials? If this was airing in the UK, which I heard that they don't play commercials, very jealous of that. But you know, here in the US, we love our money. So advertisers are aplenty. But this was an episode of this season. I will say that. It was an episode from season 11, and it was an episode with the 13th Doctor. I still love Jodie Whittaker. I love her as the Doctor. She is fabulous. I absolutely love her. I love the companions. They all have a great chemistry between the three of them. But I feel this way about pretty much every episode this season so far. It fell flat for me. That's pretty much all I can say without going into the biggest spoiler, because I won't say the biggest spoiler or anything like that because it wasn't in any of the promotion I saw for this. I saw one, maybe two different trailers for it. I can't remember because it was kind of playing in the background yesterday, this marathon of all of the Christmas special, all of the Doctor Who specials were playing on BBC yesterday. I just had them on in the background while I was unpacking and all that stuff for my trip. And then I watched I had one or two episodes playing on in the background this morning while I was kind of just hanging out, but then I switched it to Harry Potter because I love Harry Potter and I will just let it play in the background while I do other things. So I don't really remember a lot about this season, and I don't think I saw a whole lot of promo for this episode besides a trailer that they posted on YouTube and the trailer that they played at the end of the season finale, which I think they are the same. I don't quite remember. They probably are the same thing. But anyways, without me rambling, stop rambling for a while, everything from here on out contains, as always, spoilers. So big spoiler of this episode, right off the bat, it is the reason we never saw Daleks at all through season 11, is because they were saving them for this big New Year's special, and honestly, that was pretty cool. I mean, this was probably one of the, I wouldn't say one of the more fun Dalek episodes. It was an okay episode for Daleks. It did have a really cool, probably one of the coolest defeats of a Dalek that I've seen, because it didn't necessarily come from the Doctor, didn't come from the Doctor's inventions or anything. I mean, she did kind of make the contraption that they put on the Doctor. She did kind of make the contraption that they put on the Dalek to defeat it, but it was a little bit more from the microwave oven that Ryan's dad, Aaron, had brought, and a little bit, they made it seem a little bit like it was his creation, he kind of, I don't know, because he was like, we can use the microwave, and it looked like he started to build something for a split second, and it was also a little bit of the bond between Aaron and Ryan defeating the Dalek in the end that really kind of pushed him, like literally pushed him out of the TARDIS into a collapsing sun. So it wasn't necessarily the Doctor, but it was a combination of a bunch of things that I don't think we really have seen as a defeat of the Dalek before. And it was kind of cool to see the Dalek rebuild its armor from memory. That was pretty interesting, although we didn't get to see a whole lot of it. Most of it was we saw Lynn as kind of being taken over and controlled by the Dalek, building it for the most part, and then it kind of just appears when the Doctor comes in. But overall, it was just an okay episode if it was a Dalek-centric episode. It was also a very okay episode of season 11 and of Doctor Who. Like I said earlier, I just felt very much like I have felt throughout almost every single episode of this season, kind of just a little, bored. I did start like looking on Target's website halfway through, like the commercial started, and I just started scrolling through Target's website looking for a new tea kettle, and then the show came back on, and I was like, I'm still looking, and I was like just flipping back and forth. So there's that. I don't think I really missed anything, but there was some story issues I had with this, especially the way they introduced Mitch and Lynn's friendship storyline, like whatever they have together. It was kind of felt very forced. That like little New Year's kiss thing that happened at the beginning where they start talking about that just felt like a way to force their relationship or a description of their relationship before something inevitably happens to one of them, which it never really came up. Every time that it seemed like something they were trying to make feel a part of their relationship was something that you would do for a friend. It didn't necessarily feel like, oh, he's doing this because he's in love with her. He's doing it because he likes her. Mitch is doing this because he's her friend. That's what it felt like to me, completely honestly. It did not feel any different than what it normally felt like for any character. And it didn't really hold any emotional connection for me because I just felt like they were friends. Cool. Something that we've seen in every single episode of Doctor Who. There was one really cool part in this that I liked. It was, and they only did it once or twice, it was when we first... My throat. I'm sorry. I'm coming over a cold still. It's been a week and a half. There was this really cool camera trick that we see a couple times while Lynn is being controlled and kind of fighting off the Dalek initially. You see it when she's in the bathroom and right before she gets pulled over by the police officer. It is like you see her face framed in the picture, and then there's this little camera trick where the camera kind of moves slightly, like the camera moves to the right a little bit. Yeah, and you see this little half moon in the, it's like a little reflection of Lynn's face. And I thought that was a really cool camera trick to show maybe the duality of her fighting with the Dalek internally, trying to regain herself versus being controlled by the Dalek. I thought that was really cool and a little thing that I wish that they had done a little bit more, especially when the Dalek was controlling Aaron. They didn't do anything of that. It was just shot straight head on for him, and they didn't really do it any other time that they shot the Dalek from the side because it was more, I guess it makes sense that they didn't really do it that much more because it was a lot more of an inner monologue fighting between Lynn and the Dalek, though they could have done it when Lynn was at the farmer's shop or something, when they were starting to build the Dalek's armor. They were shooting her right before she starts, or the way they were shooting was head on when she starts like bumping into things trying to knock the Dalek off. They could have done it then because it was a lot of inner monologue there, but they didn't. Lost opportunity. What you gonna do? And something I've kind of breezed over a lot through this is the fact that we finally get to meet Ryan's dad, Aaron. Not a whole lot happening there. There was a couple quick conversations between Graham and Aaron. There were two conversations between the two of them. One concerning Ryan and the other one kind of concerning Ryan, but also concerning Grace a lot more. And that's right, her name is Grace. I keep wanting to call her Claire, I'm pretty sure her name is Grace. And I think that was those conversations, the second conversation between Graham and Aaron, and then the diner conversation between Ryan and Aaron, were the times that I kind of clicked away from the episode and was perusing Target. I don't know, for some reason, their relationship, it's been something I've been waiting for the entire season, and the way they showed it just did not capture my attention enough to focus on what they were talking about. So there's probably a lot more that I missed because I wasn't paying attention. That's my fault. I will probably go rewatch this episode later on and follow up with that stuff, but I didn't get the feeling of Ryan really wanting to commit to his dad or kind of bring his dad back into his life at all until the very, very end when the Dalek had gotten Aaron. I don't know. That's just me, though. That's just me. And the doctor does do this weird little quote after Ryan introduces his dad to Yaz and the doctor, and as they walk away, and Graham walks away to talk to Aaron for the first time, Yaz says it's complicated, and the doctor says, yeah, dads are, or so I've heard. Which, she takes a really long beat in between dads are and so I've heard. It just felt like they were kind of referencing something, maybe something with old Doctor Who that I'm missing, something that happened maybe with the Doctor's father on Gallifrey, something I don't necessarily know. I mean, you can let me know if it's referencing something like that in the comments down below. But the other thing I maybe think it was referencing was the Doctor's Daughter episode during David Tennant's run as the Doctor, where David Tennant's future wife plays his daughter. And his daughter is technically the Doctor's daughter because I don't remember what number Doctor, you can correct me in the comments down below, but she is actually the daughter of a previous Doctor. But they had this really weird chemistry and it was a very awkward, great episode, but very awkward from just a chemistry standpoint. They were just, goo-goo eyes at each other and eventually end up getting married. But maybe it was referencing that. I don't know. The Doctor never talks about family. And finally, a couple things with the Doctor is something I didn't talk about in the wrap-up finale episode that I did, is something I thought that they were going to do a lot more with the Doctor throughout this season was her building and fixing things. They did it in the first couple episodes, and they did a little bit in this where the Doctor fixes the TARDIS as well as making something to communicate with Lynn and the Dalek while distracting the Dalek so she can lock back on in their position and fix the TARDIS. They don't really show a whole lot of it. They briefly show it. Again, they briefly show them making the thing with the microwave oven to destroy the Dalek's armor. I really wish that they would have done more with that, and I really wish they'll do something more with that in the future, in future seasons. So if you're listening, writers of Doctor Who Season 12, please put more of Jodie Whittaker as the 13th Doctor making and fixing technology things, because it's really cool and it's really fun to see a female doing that kind of stuff, because we don't get that a lot, and if we do, it's some nerdy weird thing, and it's not as fun as the Doctor, who is fun and funny and just charismatic and so cool. So that is my wish. That is my New Year's wish, to see the Doctor building more stuff. And finally, there are no predictions for this because I have no idea what's coming next. Maybe we'll finally get some resolution to everything that happened last year in the last season. I don't know, but I want to talk a little bit about my favorite moment in this. It was going to be the first initial talk that Graham had with Aaron, but when the Doctor uses Yaz's phone to call Unit, that helpline operator, Polly, was hilarious. I loved her expression. She was just kind of straight-faced, very stone cold, and it was so good. Absolutely loved her. It was just a small little bit part, but it made me laugh the entire time. Really great, and it was cool. I liked it. But let me know your favorite moments of this New Year's special in the comments down below, or let me know if you have any theories on what will happen next season in Doctor Who. I've heard some rumors that Jodie Whittaker will not be staying, but I don't know, unless she dies in the Christmas special. I don't know, but thank you guys so much for watching. I really truly do appreciate every single one of you. Let me know who you are in the comments down below, and let's be friends. And if you enjoyed this, leave a like and subscribe if you're new, because I love talking all things movies, TV shows, filmmaking, film history, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye!